Ethiopia is Africa's oldest independent country and one of the continent's fastest-growing economies. However, the country faces several significant obstacles that hinder its progress toward becoming a successful economy. Some of these challenges include its low GDP per capita, which is around $1,000 per year, low internet and smartphone usage due to its predominantly rural population, and the government's monopoly on the telecom sector. Nevertheless, Ethiopia is still considered a nation on the rise and is projected to become Africa's superpower in the coming decades. Ethiopia has experienced significant economic growth over the last 10 years, with its GDP growing by over 10% at certain points. This rapid expansion has positioned the country as one of the fastest-growing economies in Africa. Agriculture remains a cornerstone of Ethiopia's economy, with coffee and livestock being major contributors. It is the largest coffee producer in Africa, and the agricultural sector employs a large portion of the population. However, the government has also made strides in diversifying the economy by focusing on manufacturing and services. Industries like textiles, apparel, and pharmaceuticals are becoming increasingly important, with new industrial parks attracting foreign investment and boosting exports. A key factor in Ethiopia's growth has been government investment in infrastructure. The Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, one of the largest infrastructure projects in Africa, is set to provide affordable electricity for the country and even for export to neighboring regions. Additionally, investments in transportation, such as the Addis Ababa-Djibouti Railway, are making it easier to move goods and connect with international markets. These developments are crucial for supporting both industrialization and broader economic growth. Its location in the Horn of Africa places it at a strategic crossroads, serving as a gateway between Africa, the Middle East, and Asia. This positioning makes Ethiopia crucial for trade routes and regional geopolitics, with the development of nearby ports in Djibouti, has strengthened access to international markets, enhancing its role in East African trade. However, Ethiopia's relationship with Eritrea has faced renewed tensions. Although the 2018 peace agreement initially restored stability after years of conflict, relations have soured in recent years. By now, Eritrea and Ethiopia's diplomatic relations have deteriorated, exacerbated by the latter's growing ambitions for direct access to the Red Sea. Recent statements by Ethiopia about securing a seaport have alarmed Eritrea, and disputes over border areas and regional alliances have intensified tensions. This has led to the suspension of Ethiopian Airlines flights to Eritrea, signaling ongoing diplomatic and logistical challenges between the two nations. The country's population is youthful, with a median age of just under 20 years. Nearly 40% of the population is under the age of 15, giving the country a huge demographic advantage. This young and rapidly growing population represents a significant potential workforce that can drive innovation and entrepreneurship in the coming years. With over 132 million people, Ethiopia is the second most populous country in Africa. This large, dynamic workforce can be a powerful asset for economic growth, especially in sectors like manufacturing, services, and technology. As it continues to invest in education and infrastructure, this youthful population can help fuel the country's ambition to become an industrial powerhouse. Ethiopia has made significant strides in infrastructure, which is key to boosting trade and supporting industrialization. One major achievement is the Addis Ababa-Djibouti Railway, a critical transport link connecting Ethiopia to the port of Djibouti. This railway reduces transportation costs and improves the efficiency of moving goods for export, which is essential for supporting the growing industrial sector. Ethiopia has been developing several parks across the country to attract foreign investors. These parks focus on industries like textiles, apparel, and pharmaceuticals, providing both infrastructure and incentives to companies. The industrial parks are central to the government strategy of transitioning from an agriculture-based economy to a manufacturing powerhouse, with the aim of boosting exports and creating jobs. On the energy front, the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, or GERD in short, is crucial to Ethiopia's industrialization efforts. Now in its final stages of construction, the dam is generating over 1,500 megawatts of electricity, with plans to increase capacity to over 5,000 megawatts. This makes GERD the largest hydroelectric power plant in Africa. The power generated by it is vital for providing affordable electricity to support industrial growth and for exporting energy to neighboring countries. The country has seen a significant rise in foreign direct investment, attracting companies like H&M, Hyundai, and various other global manufacturers. These companies are particularly drawn to Ethiopia's industrial parks, such as the Hawassa Industrial Park, which offers incentives like low-cost labor and preferential tariffs. The textile and garment industry has been a major focus, with multinational companies using the country as a key hub for production. Ethiopia's growing ties with countries like China, the United States, and European nations are crucial for its economic ambitions. Also, being a part of the African Continental Free Trade Agreement opens up more opportunities for the country to expand its exports and integrate into continental trade networks. Ethiopia faces multiple challenges that limit its potential for economic growth and regional influence. One of the key issues is its low GDP per capita, which is currently around $1,000 per year. This low figure reflects the significant income disparity and widespread poverty across the country, especially in rural areas where much of the population resides. With nearly 80% of the population in rural regions, the economy relies heavily on subsistence agriculture, limiting opportunities for wealth generation and technological advancement. Additionally, internet and smartphone usage remain low compared to other African nations. While the country has over 59 million mobile subscribers, only about 24 million people use internet services, which is a small portion of the overall population. This limited connectivity stems from Ethiopia's predominantly rural demographic, where digital infrastructure is underdeveloped. The government's monopoly over the telecom sector through Ethio Telecom has historically slowed down the expansion of services, though recent liberalization efforts have started to open the market to competition, including the introduction of 4G and even 5G in some areas. Political instability also continues to play a major role in Ethiopia's challenges. Ongoing ethnic conflicts, particularly in the Amhara and Oromia regions, disrupt both governance and economic progress. In Amhara, clashes have intensified as the central government attempts to dissolve regional militias and consolidate power. These conflicts drain resources and displace thousands, diverting attention from economic reforms and development. Tensions with Eritrea have also resurfaced. Despite the peace agreement signed in 2018, Ethiopia's desire to secure access to the Red Sea has caused friction, with Eritrea perceiving this as a threat. Additionally, the unresolved presence of Eritrean troops in Tigray following the Pretoria Peace Agreement of 2022 has heightened regional instability. Eritrea's reluctance to fully withdraw from the region reflects its strategic concerns, further complicating Ethiopia's recovery and economic integration with its neighbors. Ethiopia is quickly becoming a hub for African development, with its economy growing at an impressive rate. The growth numbers coming out of Addis Ababa are a clear signal that the country is on track for significant transformation. If current trends continue, we can expect to see a whole new, more advanced Ethiopia in the near future. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe to the Atlas Cove.